Welcome back to Jay's Tech Tips. Today we'll be looking at the Samsung Galaxy S7. Now this phone has been out for a while and it's Android based, and I've been previously looking at Apple, but I've had this phone for a while now and I thought I should just do a quick look at it and maybe review it slightly. I guess Samsung Galaxy S7 is a very decent phone, and for the price I got it at, which is about £90, I'd say it's a pretty decent and alright phone for what it is. This is the box it generally comes in. It's a standard 32GB. Very nice, sleek design, I'd say. If you look on the back of it, so this is a pretty good standard phone for about £90 to £95, roughly around that price that I got it at. So in here you charge plug, and here you have your other accessories such as the wire and the headphones. Now this is a magnetized case, so that's it. Which is actually quite nice and sleek design. This is the Samsung Galaxy S7, what you actually get. I've used it quite a bit, and unfortunately I did break some of it, even though it did come a little bit cracked. I did break it some more when I unfortunately had an accident, so that wasn't very good. It means the screen and the backing are not very durable, so it only creates a small amount of I think I was pretty holding it really tight actually, for when I was having whatever was going on. So I lost the blood from my hand all the way in, and I couldn't feel it, and all I know is I was holding this because I could see it, and I was pressing down really hard, as hard as I probably could, and it was locked like that, and I cracked the phone a bit more than than it already was. So it wasn't initially this bad. So this line here was created, and on the back it chipped off a bit more, and this line here was also created as well. As a phone, it's not very durable if I can hold it down and break it quite significantly. I mean, it's not entirely damaged, but it's not exactly in perfect condition, is it now? Very different in comparison to Apple, especially the OS, and I kind of prefer this operating system in comparison to Apple, because you have kind of more freedom of what you want to do. For instance, when you just go into the home, and you can actually add apps anywhere on the screen itself. You don't have to have them all in like one corner over here and then they're piling up. You have more freedom and more range of what you want to do. Also, you can add widgets to the background as well, so you can add little handy tools like Google Assist. Really nice, handy, just quick way of doing things, I'd say. The main thing is that not everything is there, so you have to swipe up or swipe down, and then you get to your settings and you can find all your apps and everything else under the sun, which is a really nice way of like just decluttering your screen. So if you don't use a few apps, you can always just wait, oh, there they are, and just swipe and find them, and then you can just add them to your home page or a few other pages as well. Now this phone, for the cost I can remember, is pretty good, but there is a major flaw with this design in comparison to previous Samsung Galaxy early models like the S3 Mini, the ones that I did in my introduction. So this is what I broke, and this is what my brother broke. So this is also a Samsung Galaxy S7, as you can see. So he dropped this phone, and it works fully, okay? There's nothing wrong with it, apart from it doesn't show the display anymore. So he dropped this once, I'm not sure if he dropped it quite badly, because there's no damage on the back, but I just think he just dropped it on the front only. So as you can see, it's really nice and crisp and clean on the back. So he dropped it on the front, and he did quite extensive damage in this area here, but this doesn't show the display anymore. So look, it's on, it has power, but until the battery runs out, this phone cannot be turned off manually, because you can't have access to this. The touch is destroyed, and also the display is destroyed, so this is going to cost a hefty sum to replace. Roughly about £200 to replace this entire front screen and everything in it to actually get the display working again. So theoretically, replacing this product, any part of it, is going to be more expensive. It's better off buying a new Samsung Galaxy S7 than repairing and replacing the old one. So if it's actually broken, just get a new one. What are the specs for the Samsung Galaxy S7? 12 megapixel rear camera with a 5 megapixel front facing camera. So the front facing camera isn't as good as you'd like it to be, but it's got a standard rear camera, which is what most of these models generally have. It has micro USB fast charging. So in comparison to Apple, especially the iPhone 7, the Samsung Galaxy S7 does charge 3 to 4 times quicker, I'd say. Just from generally comparing them both side by side, I have fully charged this from 0, and Apple 20% to 50% took forever. It took at least a few hours to charge the Apple products, and took about maybe an hour to fully charge this, which is pretty good. And it also comes with a 3000 mAh battery. The weight of the phone is only 152 grams. So it's actually a pretty light phone for what do you think it is. I like the fact that it kept in the headphone jack as well. And they've got the speakers here, the mic there, and they've got the charging port. We can test the volume. So this phone came out on the 11th of March 2016, which is 3 years ago now if you think about it, 'cause we're in 2019. So that's quite a long time for a phone. And there are new companies like Xiaomi and Huawei, or however you pronounce them, and they are cheap and affordable and 10 times better than this phone right here. Because this is using quite an old processor now. The megapixel camera wise, in comparison to Huawei, it's like this one has 12, the other one has 42. You know, but it's still, for what it is, relatively alright. If you want, the headphone jack and standard screen, and you know, the bezel and everything else. Because most phones now have no bezel at all. So it just depends what you want. That's it really. Until next time.